Good morning, y'all. It is Sunday morning. It is April 23rd, and I'm Rachel. I'm gardening for butterflies on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A, and it is 58 degrees out here, so I am chilly. I'm wearing this big old thick coat, even though in a minute I'm probably going to have a hot flash and have to take it off. But right now I am shivering. We have had so much stuff happen this week in the garden. It has been really fun. Like last night, I witnessed a hummingbird smackdown, and I got some of it on video. I've never seen this kind of action, so I can't wait to share that with y'all. And then I went to Cornucopia, and I've got butterflies I've been releasing, and I've got a caterpillar that I'm raising, and some other things that I was trying to do to outwit the armadillo. Which failed. So I'll show y'all about that. So come along with me. The big pots in the seeding area are doing great as far as the Thai basil goes. And this lemon sedum is just really taken off in, especially this one. Look at that. I was wondering, how it would do. And I'm so excited because this one looks like it's going to like grow up over the side. And that was really cool. That's what I wanted to do. Something funny is I wanted to try propagating the sedum, and I put it in a container that had a sad little salvia that didn't look like it was going to make it. But now, and I just plunked it in here because I didn't want to separate it out. But look, this is a salvia that looked like it was dead, like it was not going to do. And here it is. It's probably going to take over this entire pot. In fact, on this other side, I've got another salvia that's almost looked dead, and it's doing the same thing. In fact, it's way too healthy. I don't know which one it is. We won't know until it blooms. Here's a bloom on it. But that is being a lot of fun, and I just want to draw the hummingbirds to the seeding area. This globe basil in these pots right here and in the front, I got them as seeds from, I'm guessing, Botanical Interest. I still have not checked my seed packets, but I started them from seed. But last year I bought some at Cornucopia. I didn't see any there yesterday, but that is how I knew. And it was a sad little plant when I got it. I think I got two, but oh wow, they grow so well. I would recommend growing them because they stay round, and then they have little white flowers that the bees adore. And they smell amazing. Like, they're my favorite basil. They're super easy to grow from seed. This Gertrude Jekyll is looking so healthy and so huge. I've got a bud right there. Oh no, I've got 3 buds. This is the one that I bought directly from David Austin, and it has really grown quite successfully. Now my other Gertrude Jekyll was covered in black spot, a few weeks ago, and it dropped all the leaves, and now it's growing back. I'm so thankful for that. So I was just going to show you a little example of what the armadillos do, the kind of damage they do. They just dig, and a lot of times it's kind of a V-shaped pattern that they dig down in the ground. But you know what? If they give up and they just dig a little bit, it's going to look kind of like that, and then they just move on to the next thing. But they just dig up everything. They are miserable little creatures. Oh, this is going to make it. And what's so crazy about it? Do you see how it's this is that coral nymph salvia. It was really looking sad, and it kind of bent, and now every single one of the little flower things is like got a curve to it. I think that's because it just barely made it, and now it's on the mend. But I'm liking the way it looks. So I'm super glad that I went to Cornucopia yesterday because I needed some more pink. And you can see right here what I've been doing. This side right here is very heavily pink weighted. I'm going to have to switch out just a few little things in here and get more pink on this side. And I bought some things that will grow large and pink. yeah, yes. So yesterday evening I did video some of this purple millet because it is so fun, and the sun was shining on it, and I'm going to share that with you. But I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy that. Casey Lawrence of the Lawrence Farm and Garden, she grows it, I think, almost every year, and I've wanted to for years, but I never pulled the trigger on the seed packet. Oh, y'all, I hear a hummingbird back for more drama. And I was looking amongst these pots right here, and even though you can't see it, like, I mean, even if I tried to zoom in, the armadillo has gone and just kind of like dug all around the bases of these pots. I mean, just weaved his way in and out of those pots. Hims is a hungry, hungry hippo. And look, y'all, wow, I do have some dahlias that have opened up. I've got 3 of them. They're I didn't know what size these would be. I think I was expecting them to be massive, and they're not, but I'm still loving them. I love this color. Lovely. And right here I have the Queen of Sweden rose that's about to burst into bloom right in front of the dahlias, so maybe that will look really pretty. The container is kind of holding up the stakes that I have put in here. And this double play spirea looks like it's electrified, doesn't it? Isn't it cool? I looked for some more of it at Cornucopia because that's where I got it last year, and I remember several months ago they had like 5 or 6 of them for 50% off, and I didn't know that this thing was going to come back, and I was like, ha, nope, not even for 50%. But then now that I've seen that it can come back, now I was like, hey, you got any of that spirea? And they didn't, because I think they were just like, no, we're not gonna bet on those again. So I might have to order those online if I want some more of them. Yeah, that dahlia. I think this is like a cactus type. I wish I could remember the name of it. I could look it up later. Gorgeous. Oh yeah, and the coral nymph salvia is just looking so much like God's mercies, because it's renewing every morning, which I'm so grateful for. I mess up every day, and God's like, you know what? I'm going to give you a fresh day tomorrow. I'm going to renew those mercies for you, Rachel, because I know that you need them. So here is one of my few little remaining borage seedlings. This one may make it, but my gosh, they got eaten to pieces. I don't know what it was that was loving them, but I planted them out. I put a few in pots, and then I didn't have, enough space, so I kind of planted it in the ground, and something came along and ate them down to nothing. And this Gomphrena right here is kind of, I'm just not sure. I know I'm not loving it as much as I like that other Gomphrena that I had last year. This is stuff that I started from seed. And I guess maybe because it's been snacked on a lot, it's just not pretty at all. And look, I still have pansies. I got to get rid of those things. The flowers look good, but the plant is a little scraggly and gross. But yeah, so that Gomphrena, I don't think I would ever grow that from seed again for right now. But also, talking about the Gomphrena, I just sniffed it, and it doesn't stink like that other one. I mean, that other one smells like bad BO or French onion soup, depending on whether you're hungry or not. Okay, you know who is the star of this right here? It's that Penta. Penta there. Penta and Penta. I bought some more of them. Oh, yeah, there they are. I've got one little one there, and I put some in another little pot somewhere else. But I actually don't feel like I ever have enough pentas. They could just be every third plant in the garden. And the butterflies love them, the bees love them. I like the pink the best. I like either the dark pink or the light pink. I've grown the purples. There's a kind of pale lavender one that I do love, but I don't like the purple. And this little spot right here is making me so happy because this is the lemon verbena that has grown to like 2.5 feet tall. This stuff smells so incredible. In fact, I read in a magazine that they were like, if I could only have one herb on a desert island, I would have lemon verbena. And I was like, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that because it's yummy. And that's that agastache. I can't believe it's not covered in bees right now. I'm like, where are they? Where are the bees? I don't think they would think it's too cold this morning. Oh, I found a little bee, and he is on the Salvia leucantha. That is very tempting. Look at him. He's so cute. Yes, have that salvia. I love his little furry goodness. Oh my goodness, by this afternoon, maybe I could have this pink dahlia right here. And I don't know what it is, but it looks like it's going to be fantabulous. So this is the view from the sunroom, and just little dots of pink. I'm just really needing more color of everything. I guess I like really garish, full of color. Give me more color, you know. But this dahlia right here, I think this is called the Bishop of Canterbury. And you know what I love about it is I like the foliage as much as I think I'm going to like the flower. So that's great. It's got great, you know, texture, great color in the garden. You know, it's not boring from the whole time that it grows until it's got a flower on it. Because I would say kind of, you know, with these other dahlia plants, I mean, there's nothing that's very attractive about them except I think the flowers will be. But yeah, so this one you get a 2-for-1, I think, with this Bishop of Canterbury. I wanted to show you that the Dahlias finally got some little flowers on it. That's the most it's ever done for me. Like last year, it just seemed like it was, oh, here's some right here. Look at that. So the jury's still out on this. I mean, it seems to like living right here, and I guess it gets enough sun and enough of everything. Where I planted it before was kind of shaded. I do like the gray-green, like little coloring of it. So I don't know if it's going to get any bigger than that. So I might have tucked it back in the back where it's going to not be happy once again. We will see. And then this Achillea never flowered. It still hasn't flowered. This is its second year. I'm thinking maybe this year, and it's loving living in the ground, and an armadillo hasn't dug it up yet. Oh, that reminds me, I got to show y'all my experiment, because I did think, oh, you know what about a gravel garden? And so I did some experimentations, and I'll show you the failure. This, of course, it does not look like much right now anyway, but I was just envisioning, you know, this cute little kind of walkway with the globe basil and then the salvia leucantha. You know, it's going to get big. It's going to get about 4 feet wide and 3 feet tall, and I've got 5 of them right here, and I was hoping they would grow high enough to cover this little air conditioning unit. So I was super excited about it, planted it out, watered it in, came back the next morning to look at it, so happy because I've never seen armadillos dig in here, like ever. Well, come out here to water it, and this last plant right here is literally yanked up out of the ground, and its roots dug around like crazy, and it was an armadillo that had done it. It was classic armadillo. And I was just like, you know, I know that these salvia leucantha were in pots. There's no way a grub could have gotten in that pot. I don't know what it was digging for, but it was not a grub. I mean, maybe it was a worm, but I've got plenty of worms in the yard. He didn't need to dig up that one. You know what I'm saying? So it just feels a little malicious now. So I'm still going to leave these in here and see what happens. And potting these things up is the thing that I'm going to do this afternoon, which I am super excited about, adding so much more pink to the garden. Now, here is a classic example of an armadillo dig. You see how it's kind of triangular right there, and it goes down like that, and it's about 4 to 5 inches deep. that's what armadillos do. And I was on my way to the bog garden and just could see he has been having a field day. I mean, he really did enjoy himself last night. And this is the back side of the garden, so it looks like really raw with all those buckets and gross pots and stuff. And then I've got some seedlings over here. Oh, I can tell you about them because they are interesting, and I think they're going to make it. So I've got this right here. This is green-eyed, like a echinacea. And then this is that Jewels of Opar that had just kind of fallen in stuff. And then this is a pink obedient plant. And what I think obedient plant kind of reminds me of is like foxglove, except, well, yeah, it does. And then right here, this is really thrilling. I've got 3 of them. These are Texas bluebells. And I realized something about Texas bluebells that I didn't know until I saw in a gardening book just the other day. They showed lupins, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks very much like a lupin, and I didn't realize it, but Texas bluebells are lupins. And it reminded me of the whole reason why I always wanted lupins to begin with. And of course, it was heartbroken because I can't grow them down here. They're not going to grow in this zone. But here they are. Here I've got some native lupins that will grow. And it was this book right here that made me want lupins, Miss Rumphius by Barbara Cooney. And I got to show you the inside. This little girl said that she wanted to grow up and travel like her grandfather when she got old. And he said, yes, that you can do that, but you must do something to make the world more beautiful also. And she didn't know what that would be. She traveled and then she hurt her back, and so she moved to a little cabin by the sea. And she realized that she still had one more thing to do, and it was to make the world more beautiful. She was out one day and she saw lupins, and she thought, oh, those are beautiful. I want to see more of those. And so she started spreading the seed all around everywhere she went. And now every spring, lupins pop up all over the place, everywhere she ever went, and everyone gets to enjoy them. They called her the Lupin Lady, and she spread beauty wherever she went. That's just so inspiring. And so that's why I wanted lupins. And one of the reasons why I wanted a garden was to just spread beauty and joy. And so isn't it wonderful that we can, every day that we get up, we have a new day full of grace, and we can do whatever we can to spread beauty and joy to other people. Church bells. The bog garden is really coming into its own. I mean, it's super exciting. It's so jam-packed full of stuff in here. I don't know half their names. There are a few that I know though, because look, this pitcher plant from last year is coming back, got new growth on it. Is that not cool? And then I have another pitcher plant over here that's doing well. It's got some growth. And this is my aquatic milkweed right here. It looks like it's about to bloom, and it's gonna have little white blooms. I have some Stokes aster right there, and I think that's obedient plant right here and here, and then I've got some milkweed behind it. This is kind of a monarch butterfly paradise, really, except for the muck. But you know what? You will see, sometimes you will see butterflies doing something that's called puddling. And they will even, now this is gross, they like to get minerals and stuff off of like mud puddles and stuff. Sometimes they might even get on like cow patties, because that's where certain minerals are that they like. So they're not always the cleanest little creatures on the planet. But oh yeah. And here the Venus flytrap is growing all kinds of new little traps. This pincushion thing is just the cutest. So cute. That is just fun. So if you have an opportunity to grow some little boggy plants, I would recommend it, because you're going to get some interesting creatures in here for it, I'm sure. You see this teeny tiny flower? Look how tiny it is. And you would think something like that, so minuscule, would just be so easily overlooked by insects and just everybody. I mean, it's barely there. But those are the sorts of things that I am continually surprised that I will see bees and even hummingbirds, you know, drinking from something teeny tiny like that. Oh yeah, y'all, I need to give you a close-up of this lavender. Look, it is alive, and it is even, nay, thriving, should I say. It is growing. Look, new flowers. I mean, y'all, this could be the trick. This could be the lavender. And then also, look, I saw this for sale at Cornucopia yesterday too. It's the Russian sage, and mine is coming back, you know. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy more of that, because I don't know if I can even keep this alive. So we will see. But you know what? We might be figuring out the trick to it. I love figuring out tricks. Tricks are fun. Oh, and here is a different kind of salvia that I started from seed, and it looks like it's going to make it. It kept getting munched and munched and munched by stuff, but now it's actually thriving. Nay, I should say thriving. I love how soft this purple millet is. It's just so fluffy and soft and fun. I wonder if this is normal for this kind of zinnia right here, because look how the petals have kind of faded out. This one is darker, but then look at that. Is that not wild? That is special. And then of course this is that garden in a pot. So over here are the really pale pink zinnias, and I'm loving how huge it is. Look at that, huge. So here is my one lone eastern black swallowtail caterpillar, and he didn't grow very large very fast, and I had him originally on the plant that I found him as an egg, but he just didn't seem to thrive on that plant. So I've been feeding him fennel for the rest of this week. Let's zoom in. Isn't he cool looking, y'all? Yeah. Look at his adorable little legs. Oh my goodness. I'm wondering if I pester him, if he will do that thing. But you know what? He may not, because he's, no.
Isn't he a beauty though? Wow, such a charmer. And I have him here, you know, where I found him on this kind of plant. He didn't seem to like this. He didn't thrive on eating what I had found him on. So I would suggest feeding them fennel. And look at the purple millet backlit. Is that not just so cute? You can see how furry it is. And then from further back, I'm just really loving the texture of it and the fun of it. And I have several of them growing. Something I didn't really think about when I planted them was, well, you know, they do get very tall, but then I didn't realize that they got more than one little fuzzy thing on them. Let's see if I can show one to you. Oh, I know where one is. I will do it a find. Look at this one. See, it's going to have 3 fuzzy things on it. There's one there, here's one here, and then the one at the top. That is a fun little plant. It's definitely worth the $6 for the seeds. And every seed that I planted came up. And I think it was like, you know, $6 for like 10 seeds. So it seemed kind of ridiculous. But I'm going to have a bunch of them. There are 2 down there. So much height and texture. Here's one that hasn't gotten super solid yet. And here's a small one that hasn't grown tall yet. I just love the structure of it and the color. It's just fun. It's fun, and it shows up really well in the garden. So that is worth it for sure. I got some awesome goodies at Cornucopia. They just know what I want. I got everything pink. Well, okay, maybe not everything pink. One thing's not pink, but I'm going to show you this. So this super exciting because it's going to be lovely Joe Pye weed. It is a dwarf Joe Pye weed, so it's going to look like that. I'm actually not sure how tall it'll get, but that's exciting. Going to put that in a pot, of course, and then Cleome. Look at that. It's looking kind of purplish, actually. I thought it was pink in the store, but you know what? Maybe it is purple. But isn't it lovely? And doesn't it look somewhat like marijuana? But of course it's not. Ha. And then this is going to be so gorgeous. Fuchsia is bright. Echinacea. I've never had one of these, but I know that the butterflies love echinacea, and hopefully that'll pop out soon. Here's something that I'm really excited about because I've wanted it for a while, and if it grows like I think it will, it is going to be crazy big. This is eucalyptus, and yes, it smells like a cough drop. They can grow, if it's going to grow into a tree, they can grow up to 6 feet a year, so that's going to be pretty impressive. And then this, really excited about, meant to be royal raspberry agastache. So don't you love just kind of the burgundy pink / grayish kind of leaves, and it doesn't smell like licorice, but I think these 2 things together look really pretty. I probably won't put them in the same pot, but oh, and I had to get more of this, y'all. Even though it stinks, it really does. It smells so bad, but it's Gomphrena, and I love the little, they just look like little starburst kind of, oh, why can't I think of it? Fireworks. That's what it reminds me of. And then Gara, some pink Gara. Now I've had this Gara before, and it was in the ground, and it was attacked by aphids, and so I just don't know how that's going to do. And then I got this half dead looking thing, but look at the flowers. Is that not precious? And it is some kind of, yeah, Supertunia Sharon, full to part sun. We'll see how that does. But I think I can bring it back to life. I got it for 50% off, so I hopefully it was worth it. But yeah, so these are going to be some fun things to add to the garden. I have never seen males like vie for dominance as long as these 2 have. I mean, they just keep going and going. And they'll stop to take a drink, and then the other one will come and attack. Ow. Gosh, that's gotta hurt. I wonder if this is making you dizzy. I hope not. Whoa, he hit him good. They'll like pop on the backside. Man, they are just not giving up. It was a lot of fun. They're zooming past my head now, and they're just like, we don't want oh gosh, he came so close. They don't want an audience. I don't know if they're gonna gang up on me. Like, will she leave us alone to fight our battles? It's like, give up, man. No, I shan't. This is my garden. No, it's mine. Whoa. Oh, they are on the ground. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. No. Oh, thank God. Man, that was pretty violent right there. Dang, he got him on the ground. He was pecking at him. Oh. Look, they have still not given up. I hope that they're not going to fight to the death. Because, I mean, they were really hitting each other hard. Oh, no. This may not be... I think I can't watch anymore. This is making me too upset. Oh. Okay, that's it. No more. No more of that. They need to have a truce. I think that's a little girl right there. No, that's a boy. That is a boy. This is a male monarch, and he is on native phlox, and the phlox smells so good, just so incredible. This is the lavender that's growing at Cornucopia. So look how big it is. That's my hand. You can see it's about 3 feet wide and about 2.5 feet tall, and they have it growing in their little garden right here in the back. So it must have been growing here all year. So I gotta find this kind, because I don't think this is the kind that I'm growing right now. But this is where it's growing, just in this kind of raised bed right here. Okay, y'all, I'm at Cornucopia, and Cornucopia just gets me. They know what I like. And there's a lot of pink here, and I'm going crazy. I got this Gara. I'll just tell you about all the things later, but this is the front, and they've got amazing things here. So these are all my goodies, and this is the gorgeous front of the shade garden at Cornucopia. And they have lovely, lovely pots. They are really beautiful and so tempting. And on the far left of Cornucopia, past this building, back there, they have the native plants and the garden, and they have chickens. Oh, I got a chance to walk through here when no one's here. I didn't want to disturb anyone's privacy. But this is where a lot of the shady plants are, and hanging baskets. So gorgeous. I love the sound of the chimes and the water fountain and the birds. I think they put together hanging baskets here, so there are bunches of choices. So many pots, and of course, look at this giant, wow, this is massive. The giant wind chime is just so lovely.
Thank y'all so much for coming with me through my garden today. It's been an adventure. I've got hummingbirds buzzing around. They're eager for me to get out of here so they can drink their breakfast. Yesterday on my way back from Cornucopia, I drove through this little town called Magnolia Springs. It's super tiny, and it's got this really neat road that the trees grow over, and so I stuck my camera, my phone out the window and like videoed it as I was driving down it. So the sound's not good, but I was going to add just a few little snippets of that to the end of this video if you want to see it, because it's a really cool place. So if you're going to Cornucopia, you should kind of stop by there because you're going to be kind of in that area. But y'all, thank y'all so much. I know that y'all are going to have a wonderful week of gardening and adventures, and I'm praying for y'all. I mean, I'm asking God to bless you and to help you and to help me to make the world a better place, make the world more beautiful, and to share His love with others. And so y'all just have a wonderful week, and God bless you. I'll talk to you soon.
So many really, well, I mean, not so many, but there are little cottagey places down here. And some of them have been here for 100 years or more. There's a little bed and breakfast. And I think Magnolia Springs is the last place where mail is delivered by water. And here are the springs. And this is Jesse's Place restaurant. It is a really great place to come for the best shrimp and grits you ever had. And this road that runs past Jesse's Place is so lovely with the trees going over it. It's just, especially in the spring though, because there are some azaleas that are blooming along it, and I'm kind of late for that. But it's just a lovely little drive to go on if you happen to be in Magnolia Springs. The Episcopal Church in Magnolia Springs is right across from Jesse's restaurant, and it's got a sweet little garden to the side. It's so shady and cool with the fountain. Oh, and they have that lemon sedum here. Look at that, and it is also blooming. That's so cool with it surrounded by, let's see, that looks like dwarf mondo grass and lemon sedum. And there's an angel in the background. But yeah, that dwarf mondo grass and lemon sedum looks really good together. That gives me an idea. Don't you love that? Fun. Then on the right side of the Episcopal Church is a little shade garden. Looks like they've planted some patience out here. Just so inviting. Here's the bed and breakfast. pollinators are really cute along this road. You can't see that one because everything's so shady over here. There are lots of trees and so much shade. In fact, I don't know if I could really live over here because there's just so much shade, and I like to grow things that need a lot of sun. So that's kind of a boring house, but here are some cute ones. That one's been here a really long